Assalamu alaikum everyone. In last session, I have given a brief introduction to MS Access. We have seen how we can create a new database and add tables to a database, how we can create fields and select the data type for each field, and then we set some field properties. So moving forward, in today's session, we will discuss Lookup Wizard. Lookup Wizard allows you to restrict the values for some record. Then validation rule. Validation rule is a rule that stops the user from entering wrong information. And after that, input masking. Input masking allows you to specify a format for any record. So let's start. I'll be creating a new database for today's session. Okay, so now we will go to the design view and add fields. I am changing the name as name of table as employee. Here I am changing ID to SID and the data type as a number. So for today's sessions we will be using these fields. So first let me add these fields with the appropriate data type. We have last name, then we have telephone number, we have date of birth, date join, the data type of date of birth will be date and time, and same for the date join. For telephone number, we can change the data type to number. Next, we will have salary. For salary, you can select currency. Next, we have gender. The data type will be short text. And city, it will be a short text. Postal code, it can be a number. I think we have added all the required fields. Okay, so now let's start. First of all, we will be using a lookup wizard on one of the fields. So I am using lookup wizard on the field city. So what you will do, you will go to select lookup wizard from the data type option. Here you have two options. I want the lookup field to get the values from another table or query, and the second option is I will type in the values that I want. So for now, we don't want to get values from another table or some query. We will do it later. For now, we will select I will type in the values that I want. Then next, okay, so here you will type the values that you want to add. So first I am adding Vacant. Then second I am adding Rawalpindi, and third I am adding Islamabad. So I have given three options. You can add more, and then I will select next. So what label would you like for your lookup field? So I will let it like city. Do you want to store multiple values for this lookup? Okay, so if you want to select more than one value, you can check this box. And then we will finish it. Okay, so now we have seen that how we can use lookup wizard on the field. When we will be entering records, I will show you how it works. Next is the validation rule. So validation rule is actually the rule that stops the user from entering wrong information. For example, you may want to apply a validation rule on date of birth that when the user is entering his information, he must not select the today's date. The date of birth should be earlier than today's date. This is a validation rule. So if the user will enter today's date or a date after today's, so it will show an error, and that error we will write in the validation text. So let's apply a validation rule on gender field, that in the gender field the user can enter either M or F, or it will remain null. Like if the user is entering any other letters or characters, it should not accept that value and it should give you an error. So in the validation rule we will write is null or M or F, right? So of course you cannot write simple plain English. There are some rules. So here what I write is null or, then in inverted commas I have written M, and then or, and then inverted commas I have written F. So it means that this field can either be null, or it can has a value of M, or it can has a value of F, but other than this it cannot has any other value. And in validation text I will write please enter M or F. Okay, so for gender I have written a validation rule. Next we check if we have some other tasks related to validation rule. So we have set validation rules and a respective validation text for the DOB and date join field, so that they are always before or equal to today's date. So for DOB we will select DOB from here, and then in the validation rule we want the date of birth earlier than today's date. We will write less than date. So we know from the previous session that the date function returns the current date. So we have applied a validation rule that this date of birth should be less than the current date. And in validation text we will write please enter correct date of birth. And same we will do for the date join, but in date join it can be the current date. So we will write less than equals to date. Means can be less than or equals to current date. So here it can be less than today's date or equals to today's date. And in the validation text we can write please enter correct date. Okay, so I think we have completed this task. Next task is set a validation rule and text for the salary field so that it is empty or greater than 0. So now we have to apply validation rule on salary field, that either it can be null or it is greater than 0. So the user cannot enter the 0 value or the negative value. So we will select salary from here, and in validation rule we will write is null, it can be left null, or greater than 0. And in validation text we will write please enter value greater than 0. Okay, so we have applied a validation rule on salary. Okay, next we have input mask. I am not going towards entering the records, because after entering the records, if I change the validation rule or I apply input mask, there will be a problem with the previous record. So first I want to apply all the field properties and then moving towards entering record. Okay, so input masking allows you to specify a format for any field. Here we have a table. In input mask we use some special characters that have special meaning. Like here it is 0, and it means that user must enter a digit from 0 to 9. So when you have used 0 in input masking, it means at that point the user must enter some digit from 0 to 9. And then 9 character means user can enter a digit. So here there is a difference between must enter and can enter. The must enter means the user must enter. It is compulsory. And user can enter means that if user wants, he can enter. If he doesn't, he cannot. Then hash, user enter a digit, space, plus or minus sign. If skip, access enters a blank space. So whenever you have put hash in input mask, it means that user can enter digit, a space, plus or minus sign, and if nothing, so access will put a blank space. Then L is user must enter a letter. Similarly, here we have A. For A user must enter a letter or a digit. So we can use A for alphanumeric values. The user can also enter a digit or a letter. Then we have this backslash. Backslash means that characters immediately following will be displayed literally. So when we have to place some character as it is, we will put backslash before that character. So let's do some examples. Add an input mask on the SIN so that it consists of 9 digits in the format of this. Like we have 3 digits, then it will be dash, then we will have 3 digits, then dash, then 3 digits, then dash, and then again 3 digits. So it can be a format that your company has set for the SIN field. So how we will do it? First we will change the data type. Why we are changing the data type? Because you can see that it also includes dashes. So in text we can add numbers and dashes and any character. So we will change the data type to short text. Now we have to apply input mask. So we will select SID from here and we will go to input mask field. Now from the table you can see that we have 0 if you want to enter digit from 0 to 9. So we will write 0, 0, 0 because first we have to add 3 digits, then we have to put dash as it is, then 3, 0, then dash, then 3, 0, then dash, and then 3, 0. When I press enter, it has put this backslash before dashes because dashes will appear as it is. There is no special meaning of dash, but it will appear as it is. So now I have defined the input mask for SID field. Moving forward, add an input mask to the telephone number field that allows entry of numbers like this. Now we have format something like this. Round brackets, 403, then 3 digits, then dash, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. The area code should be optional, like if the user wants to enter, he will enter, otherwise it will be optional. So again, we will change the data type of telephone number to text. And in the input mask, we will write first bracket, then there will be 3 digits, and that is optional. So we will not use 0, we can use 9, right? If the user wants to enter, he can enter. So if we will use 3 times 9, and then we close the bracket, and then we have 0, 0, 0, dash, 0, 0, 0, 0. So here these digits are must. And again it has put backslash where the character following backslash will appear as it is. Okay. So next we have enter an input mask for the postal code so that it restricts the format to 3 alphanumeric characters followed by a space followed by 3 other alphanumeric characters. So I will write here like something like A dash P98. Like format something like this. It's not dash, it's space. Like first 3 times alphanumeric characters, like it can be digit or alphabet, and then space, and then again 3 characters that can be digit or alphabets. Okay, so we will go to postal code. We will change the type text because it includes space. Now we will see the table, which characters we can use. For alphanumeric, must enter a letter or digit, we can use A. Okay, so we will write first here 3 times A. So now for space, if we put space as it is and then again we write 3 times A. So here it has put backslash between the space, means the space will appear as it is. Okay, so I think we have completed all the tasks. Now it's the time to check if we have applied the correct validation rule and input mask. So what we will do, we will save this and then we will go to datasheet view to enter record. Okay, so I will start writing the SID. Now you can see the same format that I have defined in the input masking. 9. The record is entered in the same format as defined by the input mask. In L name, we can write some random name. Now in telephone number, the same format that we have defined. So we can write 900567988. Okay. So on date of birth, we have applied a validation rule that it cannot be today's date or date after today. So today is 16 September. If I select 17 September and enter, so it shows the error that I have written in the validation text. Please enter correct date of birth. So it means our validation rule is working correctly. So I will write some date before the current date and it will accept. So same is for date joint. If I will select the today's date, it should select it because in the validation rule we have written equals to today's date, less than or equals to today's date. So it has accepted it. In salary, either we can let it null, like I don't enter anything. Okay, it is accepting it. But what if I enter 0? So we have applied a validation rule on salary that it should be greater than 0 or it should be empty. So please enter value greater than 0. So I have to write some value greater than 0. Okay, next, gender. So on gender field, we have applied a validation rule that it can be null or M or F. So let it null first. Okay, it is accepting null. So let it M. Okay, it is accepting M. If we select F for female, it is accepting. Now what if I enter K here? Now I have error. Please enter M or F because we have applied a validation rule on gender field. Okay, moving forward, now you can see this arrow in the city field because we have added some values using lookup wizard and those values were Vahken Rawalpindi Islamabad. So when the user is entering record in city field, he has 3 options and he select from these 3. But if he writes something else, he can write some other option as well. For example, if you know that most of your employees are from these 3 cities, so it's better to give them option to select. And then postal code. So in postal code, the format was 3 alphanumerics and then space and then 3 alphanumerics. So we can try that. 7YT. So you can see the format, 3 alphanumerics, then space is already there and then 3 alphanumeric characters. So it means that all our validation rule and input masking was correct and it is working properly. Now we can add some more records following the validation rules and input mask. So in today's session, we have seen how we can use lookup wizard and how we can apply validation rule and write validation text, and then how we can use input masking for formatting the data.